What's going on, guys? Adam again, back with Atomic Garage, and it's finally the morning of. It's finally the morning of that we are going to start painting the BMW. And I'll be honest, guys, I got butterflies and I'm a complete beginner, but it's time to get started. Let's get to it in this video. So guys, I've got things that's over here, also here, and in the box. I'm going to unpack the box in just a second and show you guys exactly what I have. I also have a tarp that I'm going to lay down on the ground. You see there's no car here yet. I will pull the car over shortly. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to set up the camera on the tripod, show you guys what I have. Then from there, we shall lay out the tarp and get the car and start prepping, masking, taping, and all that other good stuff. Alright guys, so this is what we have over here. We've got roller of paper so we can put on the windows and stuff like that, mask everything off. Of course, we got some mechanic wipes, wax and grease remover. We got the paint right here, which I'll discuss in a little bit. I got the paint holder that's right there. Also got a couple mixing cups that's needed. Of course, the old handy dandy trusty Harbor Freight HVLP spray gun. We also got some catalyst hardener. And we have some Japan dryer that's supposedly going to speed up the process of painting this car. Also, we've got some paint thinner. We're going to see how that goes as well. Part of me wanted to go with acetone, but you know, we're going to try this. We're going to see. This is just a Walmart brand. We're going to see if that works. Further down here, of course, I got my little Harbor Freight spray gun where I just spray air out. Regulator with gauge. I got one of those cheapy little filters. I've got another better filter that I bought as well. I forgot that in the house. I'll get that. Some razor blades, of course, the paint strainers, which we need. This little doohickey, which I find interesting, which is a paint can lid, which I would put on top of the paint can right here, and it should spray out without making the biggest of mess. Hopefully that'll work. Also, we've got two mixing sticks, another big mixing cup from Lowe's, I believe it was, with a lid that goes on it, masking tape, coveralls, which I had laying around, and some adhesion promoter, which I also had laying around, and the hoses over there. So guys, this is the setup that I'm going to be using. I got my compressor peeking through back there, if you can see it. And I still have to do small stuff like get the ends for that from the inside the house and do a couple other small things, but then we'll be ready to start the paint. But before I go any further, I am going to show you guys the paint that I'm using, which is right here in the actual color that we're going with. So there it is, guys. That's the color that we are going to go with, and I don't know how it's going to pull up, but this is a vintage gold. It's by Sherwin-Williams Industrial Enamel. This is basically, from everything that I have researched and all, is basically Rust-Oleum, but it's actually tintable, because Rust-Oleum colors I weren't really crazy on. I guess I could have went with white and there would have been no harm, no foul, but first time actually trying this, so you know, might as well go for broke. Might as well try it and see how we like it. I picked this color out. They mixed it up for me. I've had this color for about a week and a half, 2 weeks, so I'm definitely gonna have to re-stir it up really good. But yeah, that's the color right there, and honestly I think it's going to look amazing. Honestly, that's just me with, you know, black accents and maybe some white wheels or something like that on it. Not sure. This is all an experimental process, guys, as you know, so we're gonna give it a shot. Anyway, let's go ahead. I'm gonna go ahead and wrap up some of this smaller stuff off camera. Then we'll be ready to lay the tarp out, put the car in, start wiping it down, masking it off, and let's rock and roll, baby. So I know what you're saying. Supposed to be painting the car. So why are you in the truck? I'm in the truck because I literally am one piece short. One piece short of being able to go ahead and spray. And that's the female in air little nipple part that goes on the air hose that connects to the compressor. I am literally that one piece short. One piece, guys. One piece short. Now, on the subject of one piece, oh, I love the show, but being one piece short, oh my God, is annoying. So I'm running over to Tim's place because Tim's place is closer than the parts store. Run over to Tim's, go ahead and get that, come back, then we can go ahead, lay the car out on the tarp and go from there. So hopefully this will be pretty quick. and then we can get back to the good stuff. All right, guys, so we are back from a short commercial break. Got the part that I needed. Thank you, Tim. So now the next step to do, of course, lay out the tarp. Once I lay out the tarp, bring the car over. Go ahead and wipe it down again, clean it off, give that time to dry, mask it off. Then I can start mixing paint. Talking kind of fast because I'm kind of moving a little bit fast, but hopefully this thing can come together because I'm nervous and I'm ready to get done, but I'm trying not to rush and just so many mixed emotions. Either way, we're about to keep going. Stay tuned. Let's go. Alright guys, so we've got the car finally completely taped off. So now what I'm going to do is I'm going to blow the car off once the car is completely blowed off, because now for some reason it wants to have like a slight breeze, and every so slightly a leaf is going to fall over here. It's frustrating to say the least, but you know what, we're going to keep rolling with it. So now blow the car off, wipe it down with some wax and grease remover. Then we'll go ahead and start mixing paint. What I'm going to be using when mixing the paint is going to be a 4:3:1 ratio, and I'm going to drop some Japan dryer in it as well. That should kind of help it along. It's not cold, it's not hot, it's like around 65-ish, 70-ish, something like that. Feels great. And if I wasn't moving around so much and stressing, then I wouldn't be sweating right now. But regardless of that, we're going to keep moving on and do some more stuff off camera just to get the groundwork done. And when it's time to start spraying, then you guys will see it. Side note, curiosity really does kill the cat. It's cats all over the place. One cat actually wanted to jump up on the car while I was working on it. And I'm like, you can't be that trifling. I'm sorry. You can't be that curious. I can't walk up to you, but yet you'll jump on the car that I'm clearly working on. That's annoying. But this cat right here has been watching me for the longest time. Okay, I don't know what it is, but you know what, cat's life gotta be short because they constantly getting into something they got no business. But anyway, let's keep moving forward right now. 4 parts paint, 3 parts paint thinner, 1 part hardener, and a couple ounces of the Japan dryer. So I did 5 parts with 4 parts, and now I'm gonna do 1 part and a little bit extra. One ounce of this. All right, now we're gonna stir it up. And I'm gonna take my time and stir it up pretty good. I haven't seen many videos on YouTube about the Japan dryer, so we're gonna test it and see how it does. This is nerve-wracking, by the way. Just want to put that out there. It's very nerve-wracking. So of course the wind picked up and it's like a little mini monsoon now, but it looks good to me. Like honestly, that looks really good. Of course there's some imperfections in the paint. I got a run right there, which I'm just starting to see, but you know what? It's painted, man. Like it's painted now. There's no going back now. So we're gonna keep on going. I don't feel like taking this thing off. The new one wasn't acting right. I started to get frustrated, starting to have a little bit of frustration, a little bit of anxiety. Try to calm down a little bit so I can get this thing going. So I think I just stayed in that spot too long, but that's fine. Yeah, there's a little dirt in the paint. It is, but so far, man, it's looking good. I like the color. I like that. It's like a mustard gold kind of sandish color. I love it. Compressor started to blow out, so trying to give it a chance to cool down. Then from there, we're gonna go ahead, keep rocking and rolling. Paint gun's already loaded. Man, all of that hard work for this moment, and so far I'm loving it. I'll be honest with you, so far I'm loving it. Don't know if I'm gonna do the clear or not. I might leave it without clear, who knows. Either way, we're gonna keep rocking with it. I'm sorry, I just can't stop looking at it. Anyway, let's keep going. Oh my God. So, made an adjustment on my gun and straight paint just came out. Rookie mistake, obviously. Right there on the hood. Oh, that pissed me off. We're gonna keep laying paint and I'll just have to come back, wet sand that spot and polish it out. It's pretty bad, not even gonna lie. That's straight paint. Of course, the compressor now doesn't want to kick on because it's hot. Now's the time to lay the second coat. Of course, I can't do that now. It's bleeding out the nozzle. Everything's going wrong. Hopefully I can get it right. So, things that I've learned so far. Painting is kind of fun, but not something that I would want to do again so far. Contaminants is the worst, honestly. And of course, where I am at, there's no empty spot without a tree covering it. And good thing and a bad thing. Good thing because when it's hot, you got several places to cool down. Bad thing when you're trying to paint and leaves are constantly falling. I've had that happen several times. Got a couple runs again in different spots, but you know what? I ain't even mad, to be honest with you. Like, I just wanted a solid paint job complete throughout the car. And all that sanding and body work I did, I can still see spots, which is crazy. And after finished sanding with 400, I still see scratches, which I was told I may have to go all the way up to 600, but I said, look, I'm not about to do that. So, compressor's cooking hot. Like, I can cook bacon on it right now. I'm looking at least 2 more coats, hopefully. Try and lay it on a little bit thinner than I have been. But yeah, I mean, that's just what it is. I'm just liking it so far, so I'm gonna give you a quick little walk around the outside of it. So here it is a little bit closer. This is the spots here. I don't know if it picks up on camera. Yeah, that's it right there. Like, looks awful. And it's very orange peeling. There's no denying that. Very orange peeling. You still see some sanding marks, even though I went over the entire car. But, you know, first paint job, I'm not mad at it. This bottom trim that was black is taking a little bit of time. I used some adhesion promoter, and honestly, like, it ain't laying like how I wanted it to lay. Like, maybe if I would have went without the adhesion promoter, it probably would have went a little bit better. So, kind of annoyed with that, to be honest with you, but it is what it is. Keep walking around. Still looks pretty good. Looks pretty good back here for the most part. Happy with that. Like, I'm liking the color. I wouldn't mind doing this on a smaller scale or in a paint booth, honestly. Let's see if I can find any more spots that are kind of messed up. Again, you could just see the sanding marks, which is crazy because it's like baby smooth, but yet you could see them. So apparently it wasn't smooth enough. Yeah, that's just the car. And I mean, the biggest goof up, honestly, is that right there. That's the biggest goof up. If I can get past that, car would be, I mean, I'd be very proud of myself. So I'm gonna hit it a couple more times and see what we got, and go from there. So the wind has definitely calmed down a bit, and here's my little mixing station here. OG viewers will remember this table right here. But anyway, so we got our paint. That little nozzle thing is wonderful. I love that thing. Anyway, got a little bag over it because bugs are an issue. So got that covered up. They just like that sweet smell. Look at me, like I look like a paint guy and I'm messing it up. Look at this shot right here. I mean, anyway, all right, forget that. Unused stuff is down here, don't really need that. The rest of my stuff is up here. I've already got this one loaded with the remainder that was in here, re-stirred it up really good. So now I'm about to go back over it. I don't let the compressor cool down, so I'm gonna crank it up. Once that compressor is ready, we're gonna shoot layer number 3. So the problem that I'm running into right now is this small compressor. It's hot right now, and I'm trying to let it cool down. That's why I even pulled the back cover off, let it cool down a bit. Still needs to cool down some more, which is kind of screwing me over because I wanted to hit 2 more coats and then be done with it. But unfortunately, I can't do that. So what I'm gonna have to do is just let it cool down some more. The paint is still kind of tacky on the car, but it's coming along pretty good. I'm very happy with how it's come out so far. I just love the color altogether. But can you paint a car with a small 8-gallon compressor? Yes, you can. But you have to kind of time yourself, because right now I am going to have to not use that paint that's in the gun right there. I've got paint sitting in the gun thinking that 5 minutes would have been enough time to cool down the compressor. It's not. I'm gonna have to pour that out
run some paint thinner through my gun, then go ahead and remix some more and use some more. And my lesson is, don't cut off the compressor. Let it burn to the ground if I have to. After this, it will have served its purpose completely, and I will be looking to upgrade it. But in the meantime, I'm just trying to make it work for right now. So hopefully it'll start up soon, because if not, I got wasted paint sitting in my gun, and I don't want to do that. So let's see what happens.
So I got the compressor to go back on now. I think it was too much air that was stopping the piston from moving up and down again. So I let all the air out, and I'm doing it again. I'm about to check over the car again. 2 more coats. I'm hitting 2 more coats, and we're gonna call it a wrap after that. Hopefully all the trim will be the same color. Still see some sanding marks and stuff like that, but you know what? I'm tired, I'm hungry, I'm hot, I'm just ready to go inside. Got some Mountain Dew waiting for me, so ready to be done. Anyway, catch you guys in the next one. So I don't know if it's catastrophic failure or what, but there's no more I can do to it. Compressor doesn't want to kick back on. It kicked on momentarily. The valve blew out, and from there, that was it. So I tried to hit a couple spots with my gun as best as I could with a little bit of air that was in there, but it wasn't enough air pressure, and it was just blowing out just globs of air. So I guess this is why you don't use a tiny compressor, which I had a feeling of it, right? Not gonna lie, I had a feeling of it, but regardless, kind of pisses me off a bit. So at least the car is at least one color. I feel good about that. The hood isn't really done, and I'm pretty sure on a sunny day it's gonna look pretty crappy. So I have 2 options. I can either let it completely dry, scuff it all down again, go through the entire process again, and sand it, or I could pay somebody else to sand it. Don't know. But I do know if this compressor doesn't kick back on, then I am up the creek. So that's that. We'll see what happens. That's number 3. Well guys, we have come to a finish on this project. There it is painted, still curing, outside. It was not fun, I'm gonna be honest with you, but I will go into further detail about how I felt about the sanding process, the painting process, my trials, the things that I ran into. Next video, I'll do a full unveiling of taking the paper off and showing you guys how it all looks completely. But for the most part, I'm happy, but there's a lot of things that could have been better. But again, we'll talk about that later. So thanks guys for checking out this video. If you enjoyed watching me have many heart attacks every few seconds, give me a thumbs up. If you didn't like the video, give me a thumbs down, but at least tell me why you didn't like it. If you're new to the channel, please consider subscribing, okay? Like, I need you guys' motivation and help to kind of push through and persevere through all of these things. And honestly, some of them are self-inflicted. But anyway, guys, that's it for me. I'll catch you guys in the next one. Peace.